Good morning, everyone. So, this is your PTE class for today, and today we will be continuing with the listening item types. We'll be starting with the listening soon, but before that, I want to tell you this class is provided by Sika. This is free of the cost class, and you do not have to pay anything to attend the class here. So, the classes are completely free, no hidden cost is there, and any number of classes you can attend. There is no limitation on the classes as well, and we are running the sessions since 2020, May 2020, and it's been a long journey now. Many students have achieved their desired scores, have learned about PTE. The one who are completely amateur about the PTE exam, they are now well versed with that. They are just doing great in the practice sessions, and also looking for the videos and asking for help through the emails. So every way possible help is provided in regards to your PT class, your IELTS class, and your NATI CCL class for Hindi, Punjabi, Urdu, and Nepalese. So we do offer the migration counseling for free as well. So any person is after the PR pathways, the recent changes, the current updates. So you can contact us, or you can just walk into the offices available in Melbourne, Sydney, Adelaide, or Brisbane, wherever you are residing at. You can just call us and book up for an appointment. It's not like you are, paying something or something. The counseling is free, and the same implements to the education counseling, that is also free. We are converting the visitors to the student visas, and if anybody after the conversion process, and just recommend, and you will see the process is quite smooth with us, and the success rate is quite high. And also we do offer the lowest price in overseas health cover. So you can check the code with us if you are after the overseas health cover, because we try to provide in the lowest price possible, and we do offer that. We do have the scholarships available with different universities, and they can be up to 25%. So just in case anybody is after the uni studies, maybe enrolling into new course, maybe first time uni student, so just contact once to check the option if you are eligible or not, because we will be able to provide you up to 25%. And if you are getting 10%, 15%, it's always into your favor. And not mention to about the Canada migration process. Like, the Canadian immigration process is free, the counseling is free, and the eligibility check is free. If you are after that, anybody, your friend, your relative, your known colleague after that, so you can recommend this number, or simply can send an email on the marketing@sika.com.au, and your query will be resolved soon. And now let's just move to the class of PTE for the listening. So just a minute. So listening being the part 3 of the exam, it will be after the break of 10 minutes. So you got, after the reading, you got 10-minute break, and always take that break, always say yes to that break, because it is gonna helpful for you to refresh yourself, to use the restrooms, to just have water, just a walk around, refresh your mind, right? Give relaxation to the eyes, keep looking at the screen for entire that time of the 3 modules. So it's always helpful, beneficial. Just take the break, and after the break you will be seeing the part 3 listening has begun, and it will last for 45 to 57 minutes. Again, why the question number are not fixed? Because timing is not, why timing is not fixed? Because the question numbers are not fixed. You will be having around 2 to 3 question. The scenario is 1 to 2 question, 3 to 4 question. So that's why timing is also 45 to 57. So depending on the number of question, timing can be anywhere in this range. And this whole section of the listening will be based on audios or video clips which begin to play automatically. Now this is important to remember, like, it will begin to play automatically. It's not your responsibility to play the clips. Your responsibility is to keep concentration up, so that you are not missing on any audio clip, and rarely you will be having a video clip. Mostly you will be having all the audio clips. You hear each audio or video clip only once, so listen carefully. There is no playback, there is no pause, there is no stop. So once it's started, it will play it till the end of that. That is the only window you have to get the notes, to get the understanding, to get the answer. You are allowed to take notes. Definitely, yes, you are allowed to take notes for every video clip you are hearing, audio clip, sorry, you are hearing. So notebook, you know that erasable notepad is provided to you. So you can simply take notes there. For each question, you have the opportunity to adjust the volume. So it's not like that in the beginning of the session only you can adjust the volume, because sometimes some audios, they are, in the volume is low, like the voice is lower tone, the voice is upper tone. So according to that, if you want to change the volume of the audio you are listening to, you can do that, right? There will be a volume button present for all the audios or videos you will be hearing, will be watching to, and you can adjust that. But don't get too involved into that, because what will happen, you will distract, and in that case, whatever going on into the video or the audio, it will be missed by you, and maybe probably that's the phrase on which the whole question is based, that the phrase which is containing one option from the answer. So this is why it is recommended that adjust the volume where you find it more comfortable, and keep it there just in case. It's like, just quickly do that, but don't get too involved into adjusting that bar. While the audio clip is playing, move the control bar to the right to increase the volume, or to the left to decrease the volume. So if you move that volume bar to the right, it will increase it, right? And if you bring it down, so definitely it will decrease it to the left. So these are the question types of the listening, starting from summarize spoken text, finishing off at write from dictation. So summarize spoken text will be the first question you will be doing in the exam of the listening test, and write from dictation will always be the last question. Beside that, the question between question number 2 to 7, their order can be changed, but definitely these all types you will be doing in there, the all 8 types. So when I say the order change, that mean maybe you get the filling in the blanks as the second question, multiple choice single answer as the third question, multiple choice multiple answer as the fourth question, highlight correct summary as the fifth, highlight incorrect word as the sixth, select missing word at the seventh, and then write from dictation. So I hope this won't distract you or disturb you in any way, because starting will be with SPT and ending will be with always with the WFD, which is write from dictation. And when we are practicing, we know that like how many item types we are pending with, so there is no confusion at all. So here you will be doing summarize spoken text, 2 to 3 questions, right? And for these second to 7, you will be having all 2 to 3 questions, and write from dictation, here you will be having 3 to 4 questions. The most important question is write from dictation here. It's not that every other question is not important, but this will be giving you more score comparative to any other item type here. So it is very important managing your time well and reaching to the write from dictation on in a timely manner, that you have enough time to do 3 4 questions, because you're listening and typing, right? You have to give a proofreading to that as well. So it's like you should be having sufficient time. So when you are practicing, you should be adjusting everything accordingly, whether I'm giving sufficient time or not, right? Now, summarize spoken text is the first one. So after listening to a recording, we are hearing, and then after that we are writing a summary of 50 to 70 words. So it's not like the summarized written text where we having only one sentence to write. Here we can write multiple sentences, and the word limit is again 50 to 70. That means minimum we are writing 50 word, and max we can write 70 word. So our word should be, the word number should be around 50 to 70. So I'm finishing 65, 69, it's purely fine. I'm finishing 55, 57, it's all right. But I should not write 49 words, and I obviously not able to type more than 70 words. So 2 skills are assessed here. That means marking is imparted into the 2 modules, 2 skills. One is your listening, of course, and second is your writing. Now this will give a good score into the writing. And you will see the way you are writing the sentences, the grammar you have used in those sentences, and the spellings, right? Punctuation, capitalization, these four parameters will be a judgment of your writing score imparted. So you have to take care of all these parameters when you are writing your answer. And 60 to 90 second will be the prompt time. That means the audio will be playing, that will be for 60 to 90 seconds. Sometimes it is a bit more than that, up to 45, 1 minute 45 second as well. So for this item type, you hear an audio recording and you need to write 50 to 70 word or what you heard. So whatever you heard on, according to that you have to frame a summary. How much time you will be having to write that summary, type that summary? You will be having 10 minutes, right? And the audio, obviously it will begin automatically. You are only able to listen to the audio recording once. There is only one in all chance. The word count at the bottom of the screen counts the number of words you write. One hand side there will be a word count, and make sure you are writing in between 50 to 70. And there are also cut, copy and paste option available beneath the box, right, in a row. So if you want to select any word and you don't want that word selected, click cut, so it will cut out that word. You want to paste it somewhere, drag the cursor there, click copy, it will paste it up there, right? And you want to copy something, sorry, so you select that word, click copy, it will copy it, and then you can paste it anywhere. And also one hand side there will be word count of the bottom of the response box, and other hand side there will be the timer, time left. So when you start typing, it will be 10 minutes. As soon, like it will be 9, 8, 7, so the countdown timer to 0. So make sure when you're writing the summary, you are summarizing the main points and including the supporting points as well, because that will give a length to your summary. And definitely sometimes the only keynotes are not sufficient to write the whole summary. It depends, right? And how we are taking the main keynotes, like when we are listening to the lecture, we try to write every note or phrase we feel is important, right? And never try to write the whole sentence, because you won't be able to. You're just able to write the phrases, the words, right? Or any specific pronouns if you're hearing. So those are the things you will be noting down. And in case those are not the keywords you are noting down, but you have noted them down, now just try to fix them in the summary in a good pattern according to good grammar and everything, and that will make your answer ready, right? So we are taking note on the erasable noteboard provided. We can take as many as note on that erasable noteboard provided possible. We can even erase that if we want to borrow more space. So when the question is over, you can erase that and reuse the same sheet. Or if you don't want to reuse, you can shuffle the page and you will be having the next sheet available, right? So now you need to understand, it will be judged, the response will be judged on the quality of writing. The first thing you mention is quality of writing. So quality of writing is your sentence formation, your grammar, your vocabulary, your spellings, and obviously the written discourse count into the sentence formation, and the punctuation. And after that, your response will be judged on based on the key points presented in the lecture. So sometimes we're not able to identify the keyword while listening. We have taken notes. Maybe I'm not sure about like whether they are the key notes or whether they are the supporting ideas, but still it's fine that I'm moving along and that I'm taking the notes down, whatever notes possible, and then fixing them into a summary. So this will be the summarized spoken text template, right? And when you're fixing the notes here, that means your keynotes taken or the supported ideas you have taken from the lecture, when you are fixing in these blanks, you have to take care that your grammar is fine, the sentence formation is fine, that the sentence is imparting a good meaning. It should not be like out of the blue sentences not having any certain meaning. So definitely it will decrease down your score. So normally the first sentence is completed by giving the main key content of the lecture, like what this lecture is about. That will be into the first blank, right? And what they have said in relation to the lecture, firstly, that will be in the second line, right? Just like that, whatever you got from the second, third blank, it will be any key point anywhere in the lecture you find, okay, now this is what I feel like is the important detail. You will be fixing up in these blanks. Same for this one. And at the end, it is only a conclusive sentence. If you got something conclusive statement from the lecture, note it down, write it. If it's like you're not able to get anything, then just rephrase the main topic of the discussion. Like suppose the main topic is about the weather conditions, right? So just rephrase that again here. And if you got something conclusive from the content you heard, you have taken a note for that, then simply fix that up, right? Now this is having a sequence, right, of the event. So better when you are writing, you should be giving also a sequence of the events happening, and also try to use different vocabulary in every sentence. Like if you read this template, this is having different vocabulary, because this will increase your score in the vocabulary parameter as well. And do not forget to put a full stop after every sentence, because this will also be taken care of, and it will be also assessed for the marking, right? Every first word in the sentence, the first letter to that should be capital, just like the H for he, and F for finally, A for additionally. It needs to be in the capital letter only, because as this is the journal grammar rule. So if you're not doing that, this is also where your score will be deducted. And yeah, the punctuation mark, like the commas after additionally, after finally, right? So these must be placed, and there must be a space after comma usage. Whenever you uses any punctuation mark, remember that after that always we have to give space. Like I'm using comma, space, and then I'm start typing. I'm using a semicolon, space, then I start typing, right? So this is a general rule. Even when I'm putting a full stop, we give a space and then we start the next sentence, right? Space is like one time pressing the space bar. That mean the space here. So this is again your punctuation. Like spacing is again one another parameter which will be counted, and if you are missing on that, you will be definitely having less marks. So this is the things to keep in mind, the few technical details, and this is one template. And beside that, I have already shared a template with you, I guess, with the three, we say, just a second, with three more templates. And I just show you once more here. Just a second, I'm looking into it. Okay, I'm not getting that Word document right now, but soon when I'll be getting it, I'm sharing it here. So that contain few more things, like the few more templates for the listening. Just looking listening. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I'll just share it. Just a second. Okay, you see here, this is listening summary spoken text. So these are another 3 templates. So it's your choice which template you want to pick up and use. And these all 4, they will be serving the purpose well, and having different vocabulary. Like obviously that will give you score on the vocabulary parameter and everything. But yeah, here you are taking care of the full stop by yourself, right? But the punctuation is given. Except full stop, the commas are given if they are to be used anywhere. And yeah, somewhere the full stop is also mentioned, but the dotted dots are like you are writing the phrases here. So when you're done, according to that, if it's the ending of the sentence, put a full stop. Otherwise, there is a comma already, or your full stop was already placed after the words written. So these 3, they're only, they're also very beautiful. The written style, writing style of these one. So the look at the third one. It said the talk delineates about the, according to the lecture, mainly stressing on some key factor like as speaker also has discussed about. Last but not least, final conclusion has been stated by saying that, right? And you see there is a sequence of the events. This must be there in your summary, and vocabulary should be variated. The given summary is mainly about second one and focusing on some key factors mentioned by speaker, which are dash, also dash, has been discussed. The final conclusion states that. So maybe according to point, maybe you can pick any template. And if you want to just go with only one, just learn that one which you find the most suitable, because they all 4 are beautiful. So you can pick that and use that. Right. Now, okay, now we all will be doing 2 SPT, summarize spoken text, and then moving on. So here we'll be doing first question. I'll be playing it. This is starting now.
Well, who makes these decisions?
Okay, this is very quick. Just take 1 minute. Come on. Just take 2 minutes. Grab a pen and paper, and you are ultimately start taking the key points. And according to whatever template you're picking up, we will be having 10 minutes to write our answer. So we will be doing 2 SSTs, and seeing if we are able to take the keynotes and fix them in these templates better, because this will also impart writing score, which is very important, and of course the listening one also. So this is one and the second module or item type in the listening, which is giving you more score after right from dictation. So I hope you have grabbed a pen and paper right now.
Well, who makes these decisions? In the international arena, the decisions are made by states, but to George Orwell's phrase, some states are more equal than others. The ones who are the most equal are the ones called G7, the 7 rich industrial countries, and they have an overwhelming effect on states' decisions. And of the G7, the one that's far away the most equal is, of course, the United States, which since the Second World War has had a position of overwhelming international power. You know, historical president to then, and of course has used to design a world and the interests of powerful sectors within. Alongside the powerful states, there are the institutions that have designed the international financial institutions, the IMF, from world banks. World Trade Organization took over from a gap a couple of years ago. Those are institutions of global dominant, global control, which are themselves controlled by the rich countries, primarily by the United States, which once again has an overwhelming influence.
You want to hear it again or it's okay once?
Please again.
Okay. This is I'm playing again. So let's take notes and let's then see if we are able to take the keynotes or not. Okay, this is playing in 3, 2, 1.
Well, who makes these decisions? In the international arena, the decisions are made by states, but to George Orwell's phrase, some states are more equal than others. The ones who are the most equal are the ones called G7, the 7 rich industrial countries, and they have an overwhelming effect on states' decisions. And of the G7, the one that's far away the most equal is, of course, the United States, which since the Second World War has had a position of overwhelming international power. You know, historical precedent to then, and of course has used to design a world and the interests of powerful sectors within. Alongside the powerful states, there are the institutions that have designed the international financial institutions, the IMF from World Banks. World Trade Organization took over from a gap a couple of years ago. Those are institutions of global dominant, global control, which are themselves controlled by the rich countries, primarily by the United States, which once again has an overwhelming influence.
All right, now we got 10 minutes to plan on a summary. You can pick any template. So this is 10:38, 10 minutes from now. The structure must be 50 to 70 words. Different sentences, punctuation, grammar, spelling must be taken care of. Yes, Uma.
I have written something like, should I read it
No,
or?
you have to type it only because otherwise I won't be able to understand it by saying it.
Should I type it here or I wrote
Chat
it
box,
note?
chat box.
Okay, okay, I'll do that.
Yeah, sure. Just a sec, I'm typing the response for you. Okay, I have pasted the one possible response and your response on the sheet. I want you to compare those two responses. So the first one are the key content of the lecture, and the second response is given by you. So you see the highlighted one are the mistakes. So states is not a word which usually plural. So if that's the case, so apostrophe comes after the s. Otherwise you can simply write states like that, right? But this one is right. And why this is giving the highlight, the spacing error, no spaces. So this must not be done in exam, otherwise definitely your score will be deducted, right? Now
Yes.
compare these two. Are you including the key content? The summary entails the information regarding United States influence in international arena. Okay. The speaker has shed some light on the United States influence in the 7 rich countries which we call as G7. So G7 you can put in a apostrophe, right? And in addition to this, the speaker has discussed about the financial institutions are controlled by the US. The final conclusion states that US is an overwhelming power center in the world. So many points, yes, they are similar. The language is a bit different. Now the response I shared here, this is 10 on 10 response. So you can get an idea of how your response need to be. It's G7 was the topic of the lecture. Firstly, the salient aspect mentioned include the international. You can even make a template here. Firstly, the salient aspect mentioned include the, right? Furthermore, the key aspects concerned with, right? You can also make a template from here. So it's up to you which template you want to use. The argument raised also emphasized powerful sectors, right? To conclude, she or he asserted the significance, global control, rich countries, and the United States. So your response is around 7.5 or 8 band, or sorry, the score points comparative to the first one mentioned.
Is it because of the vocabulary apart from this full stop and the comma, that space error? And is it
Content, not based on the
oh,
vocabulary. Vocabulary is different. Content.
I see. I see. Okay.
The more the content should be like more.
Okay.
Uh, the quality of content matters, right? So words you have counted already? Have you?
I didn't count.
Okay, let me see. Okay, 63. Fine, no worries. Okay, let's do one more and see how we're getting that, right? Okay, let's stop it here. Bringing back to them. All right, this one is in the last day, it was there in the exams.
There's sugar in a lot of foods.
It's beginning now, all right?
There's sugar in a lot of foods where you don't expect it. Of course, there's lots of sugar in donuts or ice cream or pastries or other things that are sweet, candy, of course. But there are other places where you see it and you don't necessarily expect it. As an example, peanut butter. Here's a list of ingredients from Skippy peanut butter. And you see that sugar is the second most common ingredient. You may know from reading food labels that these ingredients in any food label are listed in order of how much there is in the food itself. So sugar comes right after peanuts. Here's another example, beef stew. You wouldn't necessarily expect to find sugar in beef stew, but It's there. Now it's down the list of ingredients. It's actually toward the end. But if you look at the marketing of this and look at the can, it says there's fresh potatoes and carrots. But actually, there's more sugar in this than there is carrot.
Okay, that's the end. And this is very easy, slow, nice and slow. So I hope you have taken notes. Now pick up any summary and try to fix the content. 10:53, 10 minutes. Okay, comparative to your response, I'll be sharing the other two responses just now. Just a sec. And I'll just pick up your response here. It says the talk describe. All right. Okay. So let's just go through the responses here. Okay. So first of all, no capitals here. So it says pastries. Okay. So you see here the talk describe about the presence of sugar in the food. So according to the lecture, the speaker shed some light on presence of sugar in ice cream, pastries and candies as well. Okay, that's perfect. He also listed out some information of food ingredient order, and also mentioned that in most food, sugar is the second most key ingredient. He also shared that the presence of sugar in the canned carrot than the fresh carrots. He finally shared the assorted information on sugar presence in the canned foods. All right. Now you see the second response. Okay, so one thing I want to tell you here, what I just got from your responses, if you uh, pick up the topic, so what is the main topic you're understanding from the lecture? What this about?
Sugar.
Yeah. So you have to do this thing. Put that into brackets, these commas, right? In the first place, and write was the main topic of the lecture. Now, this will give you good marks. Why? Because we in the introductory sentence, we included what is the topic, that what we deduced from the whole lecture. You got it? So always do that. And firstly, the vital aspects mentioned regarding sugar includes food labels right after peanuts and donuts. So this is also one thing which can be added into your answer, because they're specifically talking about the peanuts. Like the peanuts, they people don't realize they have the sugar content, but after the peanuts, the second thing comes to into picture is sugar only, right? Furthermore, the unique aspect of ice cream, butter, and candy were delineated, whereas the argument raised also emphasized on second most common ingredients and food labels. To conclude, the lecture informed on fresh potatoes and marketing. So this is one another response. It's okay if you're picking some other things, that's fine. And you see this one, the lecture was about sugar. For example, sugar in these three things, as you have started it just like that. Sugar is the second most in common ingredient in peanut butter. This is actually the one thing which must be there. And you just missed on the name of peanut butter in your points, right?
Yeah, yeah,
It comes out right after the peanut butter, right? And then he also talked about and marketing and cane. I guess canned food, marketing and canned food. According to him, fresh potato carrots have more sugar than expected. Overall, the lecture was quite informative. So you see, these two responses are 10 on 10 response out of the lecture. One is bit, complicated, still 10. It is quite simple, still 10, right? So it's all about how well you are taking out the content. You did this great, that the first sentence got the topic in here, definitely 100 on 100. And then you also talking about the candies and extra things. So yeah, definitely this is also fine. And second most ingredient, there was an example mentioned. So that is like key content, peanut butter, which is not there.
yeah.
It's okay. We will definitely add next time. And canned carrot, then the fresh carrot. This is again a keynote. And finally, share the assorted information on sugar present in the canned food. Yes, this can be, or this can be something conclusive overall sort of thing as well, right? So all in all, your response is around 9, right?
Yeah.
8.59. So better than the previous one. So this is how maybe you pick some few style from these one
Can you
as well.
count the, excuse me, can you count the words?
Yeah, sure. I'll do that. Yeah, sure. And I find them more, but I think they'll be somewhere around in between 70 sort of. Oh, it's 84. You see. 84.
Yeah, it shouldn't be 84, isn't it?
No, no, you won't be able to type. You will
Okay.
be only able to type up to 7. You see, this is 59 words, the second one. And the
Okay.
first one, I think this is only around 50 again. So this is 55. Why your words are more? Because these things, he also listed out some information of, he also mentioned that in most. So
Yeah.
actually, this is like according to the lecture, speaker shed some light on presence of. So you
Mm.
see, these starters, these phrases, they are a bit lengthy. He finally shared these audit information on. You got it? Why the length
Yeah.
is more? Otherwise, there is no reason. If you cut them short, these phrases, ultimately you will be in the required length. It's almost 14 more words, and I hope you know how to cut them short. All right,
Yes.
so let's move to the next item type now. Uh, Sorry. So we were doing SPT, that is done. Okay, after this SST, summarized spoken text, right? We got 4 templates and the possible responses as well. So now we'll be doing multiple choice together, multiple choice single answer as well, and multiple choice multiple answer as well. Now I'll just roughly tell you what is the difference. Definitely, after hearing to a recording, we have to answer the multiple choice questions, just like the reading we are doing here. But it's just that we don't have a text along with us, right? We are having just the recording which we can hear. And multiple answer, there is a negative marking, right? When we are selecting more than one response, there is a negative marking. So if I'm selecting any response which is not right, I'll be having a -1 for that, right? Prompt length will be 40 to 90 seconds. Now strategy will be same. How the strategy will be same? Just like in the reading one, what we do, we focus on the keywords from the options itself. Now this is the case here as well. When you are looking at the question, this is how the whole screen will be. You have to just focus on what are the key informations in every option shared by the examiner, right? We got 5 options. Out of that, what is the key content in every one, right? In the preparation time, like we have 3 seconds before the audio start, so we quickly going through, obviously reading the question, then only we can understand what we are after. And after that, going through the reading, take out the keynotes, right? Now, this question, some student take notes as well. Some just go on and compare the options simultaneously side by side as you are listening, as you are comparing. So it's like student to student, it varies. If you are making notes, right? So when you have taken those key information, like from the first one, I just taken out the word huge area and deforestation, right? Now when I will be listening and I am hearing something likewise, what I'll be doing, I quickly taking a key point, or I quickly taking a note, because that is related to the key point in the option. Like later, when the whole audio is finished, then I will compare, like if the note I have taken is equals to the option or not. If it's same, yes, this is my answer. If it's not same, contradictory, not having all the details, then ultimately this is not correct. I mean, I'm just leaving that, right? Now, sorry. So just like that, this is how you will be taking note with the help of the key points if you have noted down from the options. Otherwise, shortlist while listening is another option. You are hearing the audio, right? Keep an eye on the options, of course. When you are hearing a word which is there in the option, keep your eye on that option. Listen carefully, compare it, right? While looking, while listening, and validate if it's same, right? Not to keep or to shortlist, or to keep it or to shortlist, right? We got 7 seconds before the audio finish. That is the time when we are working on the options. And definitely we are finalizing everything in the end only after listening, after the whole audio is finished. We quickly making our final choices, and we are moving to the next question. And just like that, when we are doing multiple choice single answer, right, there is a bit of difference, because here we are selecting only one response, right? So what is the difference here? That you have to look for what information you need to focus on. There you don't have to work on every option given. your main focus should be on the question. The main part of the question tells you what you to listen for. So basically, if it's about a main idea, right? So listen for the main idea. So question may sound like, what was the main cause of company collapse? If you're listening for a supporting information detail, then the question may sound like, what aspect of past transport policy does the speaker mention? Right? And if you're listening for inference drawn by the speaker, then your question may sound like, what does the speaker suggest that the factory may have to do? Take just take a maybe screenshot of this slide, because these are sort of the question you will be having MCQ single answer in listening. Or maybe if you're listening for the speaker purpose, then this question may be like, what does the speaker talk about the fall in car ownership? Right? So this is how the main part in the question, and that will tell you what you are hearing this question for, this whole recording for. When you focus on that very information, suppose I'm listening for the speaker purpose, and ultimately I'll be focusing on that. I can take notes if I want to, and then after that, when the audio is finished, after the given option, I can see, okay, which one is talking about the speaker purpose perfectly as they have mentioned in the lecture. Or maybe if you have, obviously you will be having 7 seconds, you can read the question. Okay, you have understood it. Now you go through the option ones as well, so that you know that what option they have given, right? So this is how we will be doing the single answer. So never read the text in this beginning, but yes, if you want to, you can go through, right? It's like you have time, you read it, it's good, right? And when you find a reference again in some option, or keep an eye on that option as well. And if you want to wish to take notes, you can quickly take few notes as well, so that you can be in a better position to judge if you want to, right? And this is very common trap in the single answer question. Don't confuse almost with the whole. What it means, what they do, there is an option which will be talking about almost things, and in the recording the things are about whole scenario, right? So there is a huge difference, but when we are listening, sometimes we miss this minor detail, like how it will be an option that says 90% of people like coffee, and there will be an option that says all people like coffee. Now 90 is almost 100 but not 100, and whole, all people is 100%. So there is a huge difference in 90% and whole, obviously 100%. So if you're not paying much attention, so definitely will be get confused with, okay, 90% people like coffee, okay, all people like coffee. We may, but we have to go perfectly after the details. So this is very much sort of one trap they always use in the single answer question. So be mindful of this one. And personal judgment decisions are not treated well here. Whatever in the recording audio, that is how your response will be marked on. Like if you feel like this is the main idea of the speaker and that's why I marked it, this is your personal judgment, it is not from the lecture, right? So it will not be treated 1 mark, right? Definitely you will be getting a 0 if it's wrong. Keep an eye on the timer, don't use much time, and don't just match word, because the answers will be in paraphrased way in the recording, and they will be written in using some synonyms in the option. So if you are matching words, you will not be getting your answer. So these are the things about single answer, and there is no negative marking in the single answer. If your answer is right, 1 mark. If not right, obviously it's 0. So always mark something you are sure of. And in multiple answer, never mark which you the option which you're not sure of. Just mark maybe 1. And if you're sure of the other one, then mark the other as well. I'll just show you a question. So 2 questions in each category, multiple and single. So first multiple. This is quite simple one. I'm picking for the practice firstly. Then I'll try to pick something with not so obvious one. Just a sec. So this is MCQ, multiple answer. Read it, I play the audio. Read it meanwhile.
Listen to a listen.
Sorry. Okay, I hope you have read it. Should I play? Should I play?
Yeah, please.
All right.
Listen to a conversation between two students. Am I ever glad to see you? We don't have much time left before our presentation, only the rest of this week. Let's talk about what we still need to do. Do we have that much left to do? I was under the impression we're just about ready. I've got all my data, the graphs and photos of the mountain. We better go over what we have. Oh, sure, but I have hockey practice in half an hour. This won't take long, I hope. Now, I'll do the introduction. First, I'll talk about how the geologists at Volcano Watch detected another tiny earthquake on Stone Peak 2 weeks ago. The quake registered only 0.8, but they think it could be part of a series of small quakes that precede an eruption. Then I'll give the history of the eruptions in that area. How far are you going to go back? 2,000 years. That's the last time Stone Peak erupted. I won't go over every little eruption, just the 6 or 7 major ones in the range. Then I guess at that point, I'll turn it over to you. And I'll show my graphs. No, maybe the pictures first. At least this one of the bulge. George Davidson at the observatory gave me all these photographs. I still have to make slides out of them, and of my graphs too. But that won't take long. Aren't they awesome? Some are really good shots of the mountain. You can really see how much the bulge has grown. It's grown. How much? A few inches? A few inches a year for the past 6 years. The bulge is forming because a chamber of magma below the surface is growing. The Earth's crust is being bent and bent. A few inches a year is a lot of bending, and sooner or later, it'll start to break open. Then there'll be a show. First, I'll show them the color picture, then the graphs showing the eruptions over the past 6 years, and then the series of black and white photos showing the bulge. It shows up better in black and white. Then when you're through with the slides, we should probably allow enough time for questions. Yeah, that sounds good. That should about wrap it up. See, we're all set to go. Number 1.
Okay, what will be the possible options here? All right, just a sec. All right, these do you find right? Okay, okay. So the right
How about
answer,
C?
yeah.
C also will be included. C.
Okay, you add. What do you feel right?
No, I'm in a confused mood, so I add only A and B.
Okay, you want to pick any other option as well?
No, they may have some negative mark then.
Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. Okay, so the option you send is A and B, Uma, but the right options, what type of data will the students use in their presentation is A, first right option, the history of eruption in the area, right? And then the second is a
Yeah.
series of picture of the mountain. Now, photographs that the man took, this is not the data students will be using in their presentation.
I
So you see
misunderstood the
this got,
question.
yeah, and this got the, what it says, man, negative marking. So B is like -1 for you.
Hard.
So if we not sure, we must not mark that. And where you have listened about this one, the photographs that the man took.
Actually, they were discussing about that's what I understood. I didn't read this question. What type of data will be the students use in their presentation? I didn't.
You
I
haven't
didn't.
read that?
I didn't read that. I thought that
Oh,
what are
you
the
have to
questions
read
about?
for sure.
Yeah.
because only then you can decide now what things. Okay, you see this is here, then I guess at that point I will turn it over to you and then I'll show my graphs. No, maybe the pictures first. At least this one of the bulge, George Davidson at the observatory gave me all these photographs. I still have to make slide out of them and off my graph too, but that won't take long. Aren't they awesome? Some really good shots of the mountain. You can really see how much the blush, how much the bush has grown. It's grown how much? A few inches a year. And then the earth crust is being bent and few inches. So this is a conversation sort of. Then the graph showing the eruption, series of black and white photos showing the bulge. Then you through with the slides. We should probably allow enough time for question. Yeah, that sounds good. That should about wrap it up. See where we are all set to go. Number one. Right. So. Hmm. 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 Okay, so photographs that the man took, they won't be including those into the presentation. They'll be taking picture series of the mountain and history of the eruption in the area. And okay, if you are, suppose you feel like three options are right here, A, B, and C. Okay, and you marking it. What happened here? Two are right, 2 marks, minus one. You will be getting how much marks? At least one.
1 mark. Yeah.
Right. Now what you did, you marked two options. One is wrong, one is right. What is your score?
Zero. 0 marks.
All right. So I'm not saying this is will be the case with every question, right? But somehow if you feeling like just do that, 1 mark you will be getting, right? And if you're pretty sure, why to take chances in that case? So definitely we're not selecting anything we not sure of, right? And here we go with the next question. Predicted in exams. Okay, yeah, this one. It got options, 6 options. Okay, you read it. When you read it, just let me know.
Okay.
Done? All right. Okay, I'm playing the audio, right?
Readjusting to life in your own country after living abroad for some time is a little like recovering from jet lag after a long flight across several time zones. It takes time. And research indicates that after 9 years of living in a foreign country, you never really do readjust. Of course, things have changed. Governments have come and gone. What you knew as countryside has become a suburb. New technologies have changed the way people go about their daily lives, and so on. These changes may well have been taking place in your adopted country, but they were happening while you were there, so you could adapt as you went along. Those are not the main difficulties, however. It is in the smaller, everyday things that you might experience what is known as culture shock, although it's not really a shock, but puzzling all the same. For example, the precise way to behave at a supermarket checkout may have changed. And in ordinary conversation, the frames of reference have changed. And quite often you find that you don't really know what people are talking about, even though they are speaking your native tongue.
All right, that's lovely. So basically, these two options are correct out of this. The way people go about their daily lives and people's term of reference in conversation. So these two are right. So you will be getting 2 marks for this question, and that's awesome. All right.
Thank you.
So now let's move to the single answer. So now you have to play focus on the question, right? And you have to see which answer is right according to the question. So I'll just pick up a question just a sec. Let's see. Single answer. Yeah. So there is no negative marking this time. We selecting right option, we're getting 1 mark. Just in case our option is not right, so it will be 0 for us. Okay, so read this question and I'll play audio shortly. This is one of the predicted questions in exams.
Done.
Okay, playing it. Oh, sorry, playing it. Yeah, now.
Now let's talk video. Video and audio as a tool for mobile. And here's the thing. It also works beautifully for social media and web too. You kill 3 birds with 1 stone. Do you know why TV does so well and films do so well? It's a really easy answer. We humans react best to seeing pictures of other humans talking back to us and playing all these stories and whatnot. Yet you'll find that most of the web is text. Yet when I have a 4-minute video, it does better, or when I have a slideshow that has an audio track to it, they do so much better than all my other content because we need that. This is a flat screen. We need to liven it up somehow. This is a small screen. It's not easy to read lengthy text, but if I create a lengthy article and then I create a 3-minute video or a set of 3-minute videos about it, then I've now just repurposed and I have something to use. I have differentiated from all my competitors, and I use a fancy QR code to link to these. Oh my God, we're innovating at the speed of, okay.
Uh, Uma, this is single answer.
I see, I don't know. Okay,
This is
then it is A.
okay. No, this is not right. You listen again
Okay.
because you haven't understood it. This is single answer. Only one
Now let's
response.
talk video. Video and audio as a tool for mobile. And here's the thing. It also works beautifully for social media.
Sorry, I'll start it now, right? Now.
Now let's talk video. Video and audio as a tool for mobile. And here's the thing. It also works beautifully for social media and web too. You kill 3 birds with 1 stone. Do you know why TV does so well and films do so well? It's a really easy answer. We humans react best to seeing pictures of other humans talking back to us and playing all these stories and whatnot. Yet you'll find that most of the web is text. Yet when I have a 4-minute video, it does better, or when I have a slideshow that has an audio track to it, they do so much better than all my other content because we need that. This is a flat screen. We need to liven it up somehow. This is a small screen. It's not easy to read lengthy text, but if I create a lengthy article and then I create a 3-minute video or a set of 3-minute videos about it, then I've now just repurposed and I have something to use. I have differentiated from all my competitors, and I use a fancy QR code to link to these. Oh my God, we're innovating at the speed of, okay.
Maybe B.
Yeah, that's right. Now this is right. It's B. It's B. We human respond best to audio and video, visuals and audios, right? Okay, quickly going to the next. And again, this is only one option you will be selecting. Read the question, please. Should I?
Yeah, done.
Okay.
Good afternoon, Miss Davis. I was told by James that you wanted to see me in your office. Oh, I did. Thank you for coming, Jean. Have a seat. How are you? Is everything going fine? Yes, pretty much. What about you, Miss Davis? I haven't seen you for a while. Yes, I was away for a while. Actually, I went to Arizona and met your mother there. Didn't she tell you about it? No, she didn't, but that's great. How is she? She is fine. To me, she is still as exuberant as she was 20 years ago. You will never know how great a teacher your mother was. Anyway, how was your semester? It was fun. The teachers were nice, especially Miss McKenna. I loved her class. Strange. I never liked math and struggled so much until I met Miss McKenna. That's great. How was she so wonderful? She spoke softly and explained thoroughly. She answered all of the questions earnestly. I wish all my teachers were like Miss McKenna. Many of her students made that comment in the past, too. Who could have guessed that I could get an A in math? Why not? You're smart. You can get an A in any subject you want as long as you try. I believe so. I should have tried harder instead of giving up and neglecting the hard subjects.
B.
Yeah. B. You said B?
Yes. Yeah, B.
All right. Let's see if you're right or not. Yeah, you're pretty much right. It's B. All
Thank you.
right. So we got this 4 question, and here we get a 0. Here we get right here, right? 2 marks. and 1 from here, so 3. So out of 4, 5 and 6 marks, your score is 3 in MCQs, right? Okay, so now we will be doing quickly finding. Yes, Uma?
Uh, first two questions we follow like multiple choice, multiple question, and the last two question is multiple choice and single answer.
Yeah.
Single answer, right?
So 1 mark, 1 mark, 2 marks, right? Out of these two, you got 1.
Yeah.
And out of these two, there are 4 marks, you got 2.
No, what I'm asking is I'm not worrying about these marks. I just ask about
Yeah,
how
the
the
first
question
two.
patterns will be, how the question patterns will be. Three MCQs.
There will be 2 to 3 MCQs each. 2 to
Three.
3 MCQs each.
It is followed by the single answer questions.
Uh, See, when you get this MCQ multiple answer, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
The instruction will be stating up there like this is MCQ multiple answer where you are selecting more than one response. This line will be written there, right?
Oh, I
So
see.
you read the instruction, right?
Mm.
Just like that. And I'll show you how it will be. And you'll be knowing it. This is MCQ multiple answer. Look into this box. What it says: listen to the recording and answer the question by selecting all the correct responses. You will need to select more than one response.
Okay.
So when it
Understood.
says more than one response, it is MCQ multiple answer with negative marking.
Okay.
I hope this is clear,
Yeah.
right? And this is how exactly the question look like. And just like that, there will be maybe one more question like this or maybe two more question like this. So the total number is 2 to 3 question.
Okay.
When it is single answer, this line will be saying you will be selecting only one response. So that is a single answer.
Okay.
So there you will be selecting only one answer. And even if you're not reading the response, suppose it's a single answer, you have selected A, right? Then you also selecting B. What happened? A will be auto deselect
Ah. Okay.
because you
Okay.
will be only able to select one option in that case. If I'm selecting B and I haven't read the instruction and I'm selecting E now, so B will be auto deselect, right? And if
Yeah.
it's MCQ multiple answer, I have select A, I'll select B, C, D, E. I can select all the option. But I know this is a negative marking, so I will be only keeping the option I am sure about, right?
Yeah. Understood. Yeah.
Wonderful, perfect. All right, so the next one uh, is the filling in the blanks, right? So we got filling in the blanks here, just like the reading ones. But here we won't be having the multiple options given. It's like we are only hearing the audio. The same transcript we will be looking at in the form of filling in the blanks. And we have to fill up the spaces, the gaps which are given in those filling in the blanks criteria, right? So we have to type in the missing word. And the only way to do that, if you are listening that, you are typing that. If you miss that, it is missed. And we are taking notes for sure, like we got 7 seconds before the audio will begin for the filling in the blanks. So in that 7 second you are quickly going through what this text is about, right? And if you have to see if like specific what words, sort of words you are after, if it's a noun, if it's a pronoun, if it's an adverb, adjective, this will give you an idea of while you are listening, so you'll be concentrating more on such details. And this is how your screen will be. You will hear a recording, type the missing word in each blank. So just like that, these are the blank gaps given. You have to type the option you are hearing in here. And while you are listening, I don't recommend you type. What you do when you're listening, maybe there are 4 blanks. In the erasable notepad, type or write those options. When audio is finished, quickly come to the spaces given and then fix the words by typing them. While typing, you have to take care of the spelling and you have to take care of the spellings, and you have to take care of the punctuation as well, the capitalization. If any word is in the beginning of the sentence, maybe there is a blank here at the beginning, like suppose here, right? This is one word, consider it, and there is a blank, and you have to write Indonesian here. So that what you heard in the recording. So I must be capital because it's the beginning of the sentence, right? If any blank is at the beginning of the sentence, the first letter of that word need to be capital, otherwise your writing score won't be given to you. So read the transcript before the audio starts. Keep your cursor in the first blank as ready, and follow the speaker. Never lose the track of the speaker. If you're losing the track, you won't be getting the options. You will be definitely missing one or two questions. Be ready to write in the rough notepad. First write and then type your option. When you're done typing, review in the end, because sometimes the singular, plural, or the what form of the verb or the word need to be there, past form, present form, continuous form. When we are reviewing, we can check these errors like the grammar error, spelling error, singular, plural error, right? If it need to be booked or book, right? So this is all the things we can review in the end and make sure that our answers are correct. And definitely we should not take enough time, more than the required time for typing our answer. That should be really quick, because ultimately the more time we spending, we are just reducing the time for other questions. So there should be eligible time given to every question we are doing. And this is the first question we'll be doing. Just a second. So you see, these are the blanks, right? So you're hearing the same audio as you looking at the transcript, and whatever are missing in these 5 blanks, that you have to type with the right spelling, right grammar as you hearing them. So you just quickly go through the blank, the whole text, and within 2 seconds I'm playing the audio. Okay, I hope you're done with this skimming.
Done.
Did I play? Okay, this is here you go. Okay, I'm playing now.
Lawrence Stephen Lowry RBS Raw was an English artist. Many of his drawings and paintings depict Pendlebury, Lancashire, where he lived and worked for more than 40 years, and also Salford and its surrounding areas. Lowry is famous for painting scenes of life in the industrial districts of northwest England in the mid-20th century. He developed a distinctive style of painting and is best known for his city landscapes peopled with human figures often referred to as Matchstick Man. He painted mysterious unpopulated landscapes, brooding portraits and the unpublished Naranet works, which were only found after his death.
That was so quick. Okay, the answers are right except the fourth one. Fourth one is matchstick, not majestic. The
Ah,
first is right, industrial. Second is distinctive. Third is city. Fourth is matchstick.
matchstick.
Yeah, matchstick.
Matchstick.
Refer to
That's
a refer to as matchstick man. You see, majestic, matchstick, similar, but yeah. And then
matchstick. Matchstick means what?
matchstick means matchstick.
Okay.
You hear it just once more. You see.
Okay.
Okay.
English artist. Many of his drawings and paintings depict Pendlebury, Lancashire, where he lived and worked for more than 40 years, and also Salford and its surrounding areas. Lowry is famous for painting scenes of life in the industrial districts of northwest England in the mid-20th century. He developed a distinctive style of painting and is best known for his city landscapes peopled with human figures often referred to as matchstick man. He painted mysterious
Matchstick man. Matchstick man, that mean maybe, quite not so healthy, referring as sleek men, right? The paintings usually have, only that one, like if you want to draw a man, but not proper figure of a man or a human being. So what we'll do, we do matchstick thing, like one single line. These are two arms, these are two legs, and one circle depicting the head. You understood now?
Yeah. Yes, understood.
Matchstick man, referred to as matchstick man. Okay, one more quickly, and other are right. You see, pronunciation matters, so listen very carefully and review. When you fix option, review, because if you write majestic man, majestic is not gelling up with the man word. I hope you get this point.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, colloquial.
Yeah, so definitely this won't be the right answer. Okay, now this one and probably the last one starts from now that story being scotched. After 7 seconds, it will start playing.
Now that story has been scotched as a part of a contingency plan, but it was a symptom of the dramatic turn of events in South Australia, and it flushed out other remarks from water academics and people like Tim Flannery, indicating that things are really much worse than had been foreshadowed even earlier this year. So is Adelaide, let alone some whole regions of South Australia, in serious bother? Considering that the vast amount of its drinking water comes from the beleaguered Murray, something many of us outside the state may not have quite realized. Is there a predicament, something we have to face up to as a nation?
Are you typing? Uma?
Yes, I am typing.
All right. Type in, and I know there is one option which is very difficult to type in. Let's see how well you get that.
Yeah, I think many I didn't follow much.
It's okay.
Backyard, backyard.
Okay, so the first word is wrong. No mark. Second is forest shadowed. That's right, 1 mark. Third is right, 2 mark. Not backyard, beleaguered. That's the word here. Fourth one, beleaguered. No mark. So last one, predicament. So pre-recommend, no, predicament. I'll type in that for you. The first word you were hearing here was academics, right? Academic.
Academics. Huh?
Yeah, that was the word. We will. The second you got, third you got. Now beleaguered. Beleaguered. You, if you don't know this word, just a second. Yeah, sorry. It doesn't need sorry. So this word is like in a very difficult situation. That's the meaning of this word. So spellings are beleaguered. Beleague. If I spelled right, yeah, red. Beleaguered. And the last one is predicament. Predicament. Okay.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and obviously these are like addition to vocabulary as well. If we don't know the words, so we should be keep on adding those. All right, so the remaining item types, I hope we'll be able to complete tomorrow. Tomorrow, that will be around the 3-4 item types we pending with. 4 we did, 4 we left, right? But they'll be more quick. So yeah, that's all for today. We'll be ending this session now and having the class tomorrow. Yeah. All right. Bye
Okay.
bye. See you tomorrow now.
Thank you so much for
Take
the
care.
class.
Yeah. Bye bye.